Comrade Timi Frank, former Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress (APC), has told African Union (AU) leaders to withdraw the African Union's Anti-Corruption Champion Award conferred on President Muhammadu Buhari in 2018, or he would lead a protest in the next AU meeting at Addis Ababa. Frank had, in a statement made available to journalists on Monday, said it had become necessary in view of what he described as President Buhari's lack of integrity, credibility and honor in administering the affairs of the country since May 2015. The activist wondered why Buhari was selected for the Continental Award in view of his high level of compromise, while other African leaders with solid integrity, untainted credibility and unwavering commitment to the fight against corruption like Paul Kagame of Rwanda and John Joseph Magufuli of Tanzania were not chosen. He maintained that Kagame and Magufuli remain shining examples of integrity in the continent, stressing that the president was least deserving of the award, as all facets of the Nigerian nation had become infested with excruciating and growing corruption under his leadership. While describing corruption under the fight for spread of COVID-19 pandemic as outrageous, Frank said, recall that the AU at its 30th summit held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia in 2018, presented to the President Muhammadu Buhari a Continental Award as the African Union's anti-corruption champion. The award, among others, was meant to spur leaders of the continent not just to fight corruption in their respective countries, but to engage in impactful projects which were hitherto unfortunately hampered by corruption in the echelons of national government across the continent. He said that he sincerely believed that the choice of Buhari to receive the award was fueled by the regime's propagandists and lobbyists whose only intention was to commit the AU to supporting a supposed anti-corruption crusade by President Buhari. He said, "Let me inform you that the choice of Buhari for the award was not only a misplaced venture but an unpardonable aberration, as events back in Nigeria have since shown that rather than fight corruption, in which basis he was elected in 2015, the regime has turned out to be an enabler-in-chief for wanton corruption." Be further informed that the propaganda anti-corruption edifice built around Buhari has since unraveled to reveal a cesspit of monumental corruption being perpetuated by officials of the regime against the people of Nigeria. The credentials of Buhari as a man without integrity and honor are well known both within Nigeria and the international arena. For instance, Nigeria has been on the downfall side in the Corruption Perception Index (CPI) published yearly by the Transparency International since Buhari took over the affairs of the country in May 2015 to date. The evidence for this is just a click away on any of the internet search engines. Besides a plethora of regime officials indicted for corruption in the country, Transparency International's annual report from 2015 to 2019 and a recent letter by the chairman, Finance Committee of the United States of America (USA) Senate, Mr. Charles Grassley, would bring to fore any evidence required by Your Excellency in this regard. In addition to the above, it is self-evident that some top officials of the regime have since been sacked for corruption-related atrocities when the regime could no longer bear or cover up their financial improprieties, while many still exist that are sleaze personified. In view of the foregoing, the AU will be doing the Continental Organization of eminent and respected African leaders a great service by retracing your steps which you were led into by error, redeem the global image of the AU and strengthen its resolve to eliminate governmental corruption from the African continent by relieving Buhari of the unmerited award. He called on the leadership of the AU not only to withdraw the award it wrongly bestowed on Buhari, but to also apologize to Africa for their poor and unwarranted action, stressing that if the award was not withdrawn, he would be left with no other option than to mobilize and lead a massive protest against what he said was an undeserved award at the next summit of the AU in Addis Ababa. So guys, I don't know whether you agree with Timmy Frank that a award being given to Buhari, as far as the most integrity man in the continent, should be taken away from him because of all the things that really happened. That he does not really deserve it. That a lot of things have been going on, and if we want to go by the Transparency International reports concerning corruption since this government came on board, they've made us to understand, the report made us to understand that the corruption under this regime is even far higher than what we used to experience in the time of PDP. You know, when you talk about corruption, they always like, PDP and corruption is like they are 5 and 6, as if they are synonymous. You talk about corruption, everybody will say, there are 16 years of misrule. It's just like as if it's an household name for PDP. But unfortunately, when we are getting a lot of things and seeing a lot of things happening, you just be wondering what could be happening. The same government that rose to the level of talking about integrity, fighting corruption here and there. Now the AU now said, this man is the one who will be given this award, and that's what Timmy Frank is saying. And judging from what really happened recently with the EFCC and the Senate from the US, there's a big story around that, which we are not going to be going into that. But what Frank is saying now is that they should do the needful by withdrawing the award and also apologize for being misled into giving him that award. I don't know whether you guys agree with what Timmy Frank is saying, but let's hear what people are talking about here. And someone says AU leaders are all corrupt, but the award for Bubu is for the most corrupt leader in Africa. Someone says, Mr. Timmy Frank, what has this man Buhari done to you? People that you are fighting him. What has he done to you people that you are fighting him? Because he has refused to give people like you to continue to loot this country from your right up. Now, we're asking Buhari, finding wanting. You only talk about the people working with him. That is why you yourself could not stay with him, because you are one of those bad eggs before he did not allow you to have your way. Someone says, you have eyes wide shut. AU leaders are all corrupt, leader of corrupt leaders. And someone says, if you pretend not to see Buhari is more corrupt than Abacha, that means you are dreaming. They are replying this person that says, Simi Frank is against Buhari because he did not allow them to continue in their looting. Unless man because... Okay, useless man, because APC refused to make you the publicity secretary of the party. That is why you always go against them. Shame on you. It be like say they don't sack this one, no. Come more from the cabal. Let the award be taken from Mr. President and be given to Idris Deby of Chad. He deserves it 1 billion times than Buhari. Timmy Frank, not everyone is insane like you are. The country is indeed, the world is in pandemic, threatening the very existence of mankind on earth. We would have to live first before playing policies. If you are mentally all right, your preoccupations now should be how we as individuals and nations could successfully defeat the coronavirus and its vast destructive effects, and not concentrating your mind and thoughts on unnecessary party politics. Will AU withdraw of anti-corruption award to Buhari stem the COVID-19? Handsome Timmy Frank, learn to speak not only when necessary, but also what to talk about at the right time. You're bringing up this non-issue at this time underscores the degree of the depravity of your mind, gross ignorance, and inhumanity that characterize your whole existence. You are obviously sick. Timmy Frank, urgently seek psychiatric help. that is what the way this person is saying it, that it's not really important for the now, that everybody should be talking about COVID-19 on and how to be able to overcome this whole thing, that he should leave politics for the now. That is the advice this particular person is giving to Timi Frank. Someone says, Peter him, I know you are from Edo. You cannot say the truth. You know how corrupt these governments are now, much they are, and how much they have borrowed without anything to show for it. How they have bastardized the judiciary, and you are talking like this. Better repent. Someone said he's saying the truth, fighting corruption, keeping others for his side is to how to fight. Is that how to fight corruption? Let's get to no call pot black. APC and PDP, both present and past, are corrupt. So AU, if you care about Nigeria, ask the poor masses to uh, give you reliable information. No. You don't understand why they choose him. Someone is saying Timi Frank does not know why they chose Buhari, that his own award is for most corrupt president. I think he deserves it. My advice to you, Timi Frank, next time, list the various corrupt instances like Ikoyi Gate, his certificate scam, and many others. Don't just write grammar only. I'm happy some people still have a good sense of reasoning. To be sincere, Buhari deserves a place in here. Who is awaiting the beast without brain? What has he achieved? Lead the protest and you will be dealt with. That I'm sure of. Oh, somebody's telling Timi Frank that don't just go and try that protest. That if he does that, he will be dealt with. Do you really agree with that? And someone says, you mean is Mumu like your cost, whatever? Hey. Timi Frank, you are right. We support you in totality. Nigeria economy is dead. Yet we are owing 27 trillion naira debt. Does the economy look like the economy they invested 27 trillion? The Fulani Kabas embezzled the 27 trillion naira. Someone say, yes, Timi Frank, I agree with you totally. People, you will not stop disturbing yourself. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Do you think the award should be withdrawn from Buhari? Do you think it is possible? Leave your comments below and let's have your take. Thank you.